get right to Chanley Painter with the new details overnight out of Minneapolis. Chanley.
Hey, Todd and Carly. So according to DHS, that ICE agent is in the hospital after being ambushed during an attempted arrest of a Venezuelan illegal migrant in Minneapolis. DHS saying, quote, while the subject and law enforcement were in a struggle on the ground, two subjects came out of a nearby apartment and also attacked the law enforcement officer with a snow shovel and broom handle. As the officer was being ambushed and attacked by the two individuals, the original suspect got loose and then began striking the officer with a shovel or broomstick. Fearing for his life and safety as he was being ambushed by three individuals, the officer fired defensive shots to defend his life. The initial subject was shot in the leg. Last night, protesters, of course, gathered at the site of that incident in Minneapolis as Police Chief Brian O'Hara urged them to leave.
The crowd is engaging in unlawful acts. They have thrown fireworks at police officers, and at multiple times, gas has been deployed. Police are attempting to disperse this unlawful assembly at this time. I urge anyone that is at the scene to leave immediately. This is already a very tense situation, and we do not need this to escalate any further.
And despite this violence against ICE agents, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey is still pointing blame at the officers' conduct. Listen to this.
Let's be very clear. I've seen conduct from ICE that is disgusting and is intolerable. If it were your city, it would be unacceptable there too. And for anyone that is taking the bait tonight, stop. That is not helpful. Go home. We cannot counter Donald Trump's chaos with our own brand of chaos.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said in a statement that state investigators were at the scene and that, quote, I know you're angry, I'm angry. What Donald Trump wants is violence in the streets, but Minnesota will remain an island of decency, of justice, of community, and of peace. Don't give him what he wants. Well, the Venezuelan suspect shot in the leg is now in DHS custody. And of course, this all comes 1 week after Renee Good was killed by an ICE agent for allegedly attempting to run him over with her car. Guys, back to you.
Chanley Painter, thank you. With that, let us bring in retired FBI supervisory special agent Jason Pack. And Jason, doesn't last night's brutal attack on an ICE agent really underscore the fact that arresting violent illegals is hard enough without having to also contend with demonstrators illegally obstructing that effort?
Well, Todd, that's right. And thank goodness that no one was killed last night, even though they came pretty close, it looks like, based on the initial information that we had. No one wants to see loss of life there. Having said that, it's not like ICE agents or any federal law enforcement are walking into a Chick-fil-A where everybody wants them there. Just the opposite. It's a tinderbox up there, and the rhetoric really is fueling that. It's one thing to encourage folks, Todd, to protest peacefully, but when you encourage folks to interfere, and when they do interfere, then that's totally something different. Like, it's well-established law since the 1950s that Congress passed that the Immigration Act is legal. And so these agents are there enforcing federal law, whether people like it or not. That is their right not to like it, but it still doesn't mean it doesn't apply to them. And so I think that's what we're missing here is the fact that, yeah, we may not like the law, but it's well-established law, and federal law works in Minnesota just as well as it does anywhere else in the United States.
Do you blame the rhetoric from Minnesota politicians like Tim Walz, Jacob Frey, Ilhan Omar for getting us to the point where really the dehumanizing of ICE agents has gone so far that an ICE agent was literally beat with a snow shovel last night?
Yeah, well, I won't pretend to get into the minds of the politicians. That's there's a network full of political analysts do that. From a law enforcement perspective, when you're out there trying to do your job, you can't pick your assignments. You go where you're told to go, and you enforce federal law that you were sworn to enforce. Now, can we talk about tactics? Sure, and I understand why citizens in Minnesota may have their eyebrows raised this morning after 2 ICE shootings, but let's just look at this a little bit more. From a tactical perspective, every time we did a traffic stop when I was a federal agent, an FBI agent, we had a local marked unit do the traffic stop. I think the public is seeing just how dangerous traffic stops can be. And if there's no help from local law enforcement there, then the feds are not going to just take their toys and go home. They have to enforce the law. They're going to bring in overwhelming force, which is another tactic to keep everyone safe, not just law enforcement, but everyone. And so doing that, they're finding out that traffic stops are really dangerous. And when you put someone who is about to lose their freedom in a situation, you have these types of things coming by. They have fear of the unknown, Todd. They don't know what's going to happen to them. I think DHS has offered them to self-deport so they can be in control of how that happens. So there's some other options to work around, but let's not lose sight. Like, I know people are concerned there, but there's hopefully some cooler heads that will prevail.
I fully expect the left today to come out and say, look, ICE agents apparently can shoot people in the leg. They don't have to kill them. You know you're going to hear that on a bunch of other far left channels. Why is that line of thinking, that line of reasoning misguided?
Well, you don't shoot to stop, you shoot to eliminate a threat. And that was a deadly force situation based on the facts that we have that have come out over the past few hours there. A shovel is a deadly weapon. It's way more clear cut than maybe the one earlier in the week where you could talk about tactics. Again, maybe even if the shootings are legal, they sometimes may not build public trust, but they are there to keep agents and officers safe and the community safe. So again, like these traffic stops, usually the gold standard is marked unit to do that. These communities decide maybe they don't want to. That's their right. They elected the folks there to represent them. But this is one of the consequences of not doing it as safely as possible, in my view.
Jason Pack, as always, really important insight from the law enforcement perspective. We appreciate you getting up with us. Thank you, sir.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.